Welcome to the ArmaniTalks podcast. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this podcast, I'm helping you level up your 5 soft skills: public speaking, storytelling, social dynamics, emotional intelligence, and creativity. 5 soft skills for you to change your life forever, skyrocket your confidence along the way. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the importance of lighting in communication. So I run a YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to, by the way, ArmaniTalks. You just type that in YouTube and you will see me speaking. Normally, you hear me speaking, but when you see me speaking, you will notice something. There is a light that is hitting my face. The thing is, until I brought that up, a lot of people would not notice that, especially if you do not have a YouTube channel. When I first started my YouTube channel, I had no clue how lighting worked at all. I started to watch different YouTube videos on how different creators set up their lighting. I got a very rudimentary understanding of how it worked. So I decided that I was going to build my own studio. You know what I did? I got one of those racks that you iron your clothes on. I put it right behind my camera, and I got these 2 lights that I put on that rack, and those lights were shooting beams at my face, and I was recording the talks. Long story short, these talks looked so visually disgusting. And one day, one of my friends hits me up and says, "Armani, I love you, man. But I gotta tell you, I hate the way you look on your YouTube channel because your lighting is so messed up. I'm coming over and I'm fixing this." This guy is well known for building studios for different creators. So he came to my place. He bought this big white soft light. He angled it a certain way. He threw away my other lights, and he just built my studio piece by piece. Afterwards, when I recorded the video, I noticed that it was completely different looking than before. Where the lights before were shooting directly at my face, this guy angled the light so it would only hit the left side of my face, and the other side would create a shadow. The shadow allowed me to look like I was popping out from the screen. It created this cinematic effect. I didn't know that you could do all of this. It was the same camera, but simply with a different use of lighting. The imagery had completely changed. You may not care about this type of stuff too much if you're just a public speaker, but I guarantee you will care more if you are the person throwing the event or if you have a YouTube channel yourself. Because if you're throwing an event, you want to make sure that everyone is feeling comfortable. You want to make sure that your audience is looking at a speaker who is visually appealing. And if there are lights hitting the audience's eyes, if there are lights hitting the speaker's eyes, that's not good. If you have some basic lighting setup that makes the speaker look like they're popping out, where it looks cinematic, then your audience will be much more engaged and the speaker will thank you for it. With YouTube channels, this is self-explanatory. If you're just talking into the camera, you only have your ideas and you. And if you look like a titty boy, then what's going to happen is that others are going to perceive you as a titty boy. Experiment with lighting a little bit more. Whether it's the artificial light where you buy one from Amazon, or it's the natural light that you get from the sun. If your studio is right by the window, then you can leverage the sun every now and then in your shots. All this stuff requires a lot of experimentation. I asked the guy that set up my studio, "How long did it take you to learn this?" And he's like, "Who told you I learned it? I'm still learning it." This is a guy who is a student of the game. Lighting plays a big role in communication, and the only way that you are going to really learn it is by experimenting more. Stop thinking that it's weak to take pictures, buddy, and begin to take a little bit more pictures every now and then. When you take pictures, see what works, see what doesn't, and you will see the role that lighting has on perception. Thank you very much for joining the ArmaniTalks podcast, and I will catch you next time.